What's up, everybody? It's Brandon. I'm back with another Top 5 Thursday. This one is for Abby Harris, and this one will be on the great Johnny Depp. And I know that gets some of y'all excited because he's such a beloved actor, and right now we love him so much because of what, you know what, let's not even mention her name, has put him through. You know what I mean? So let's give Johnny Depp some shine here. We'll jump right into this one. At number 5, I have Public Enemies. Have you seen Public Enemies? Because I think it's really an underrated Johnny Depp movie. It is just a ton of fun, and I love those little period pieces. And you know what? Amongst that fun, there's some real serious stuff in nature in this film that kind of gets you, especially the ending with the music that plays. It's over 10 years old, you know, and plus it's a historical type of movie, so you know Johnny Depp in the lead role is going to get gunned down. But when he is about to get gunned down, the emotion that plays within the music, you kind of feel for this guy. He's an enemy, but he's a lovable enemy in the way that Johnny Depp can really, really bring to the screen. The whole film in general, action galore, tons of fun. It is just a great, great movie. Public Enemies is the shit to me. At number 4, the movie that could have made me do drugs, but it never did. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, watching this movie, I'm also a big fan of Benicio del Toro, but watching Hunter S. Thompson, this whole like road trip that they go on and the drugs that they're on and the acid trip of the movie, it really does kind of encapsulate at least what I'd imagine being on drugs like that would be, just tripping fucking balls. Because when I'm watching it, like you could almost like have me daydreaming and wake up in the middle of the film and be like, yeah, you're on acid right now, bro. And I'd believe it for half a second. Be like, wait a minute. No. I've been present this whole time. If you're that locked in on the movie, even I did used to smoke some weed back in the day. I mean, come on, who didn't? But back when I used to smoke bud, like I watched that movie a couple times and it started tripping me out. Like, is there anything else in this weed? It just really encapsulates that high, fucked up, vibing through life feeling in such a weird, eccentric way. And Benicio del Toro and Johnny Depp, especially Johnny Depp, because this is the Johnny Depp list, they really, really pull off those roles, man. It's pretty fucking wild and crazy to see. I think it's aged pretty well, too. You know, it could be one of those movies from back in the day. You're like, okay, yeah, this worked, this silliness, and yeah, this isn't even how drugs are. You know how, like, some older movies portray drugs in a certain way. This one at least seems, from the outside looking in, that it really has stood the test of time because it just seems more authentic. There's some authenticity there. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is nothing short of great at number 4. Number 3, let's keep talking about those drugs. Blow. And man, dude, this movie delivers a blow by the end of it too. You know, with his daughter, oh my God. I just watched this one not that long ago. I mean, not for the first time, but first time in a while, I will say that. And it still holds up, man. It's still great. Random topic. You ever notice how the Blow DVD cover is white? For some reason, I always like weirded me out because doesn't always seem like the white DVD covers instead of them being black were like the Disney movies and shit like that. I always pictured like a parent subconsciously like seeing the white and they're like, it must be a movie for kids, and then their kids, you know, they bring home a movie about weed, and then eventually it turns into bigger and harder things like Blow. All around bad, right? I don't know. Random thoughts from Brandon, I guess. I had to say it because I'm like, does anybody else think this? Well, now maybe I'll find out. But Blow is just a solid movie. Again, another one of those true story movies that Johnny Depp really brings to the surface. He also did Willy Wonka. Okay, that's a dumb joke. But he brought this movie. And he really just, speaking of he brought it, man. He brought it. He really dove into the role like he does so many times. You know, sometimes he might go a little over the top, not so much here. He was just perfect for it. I loved his parents in the movie. Ray Liotta's character, he seemed so harsh on him at times, but at the same time, he was so, like, lovable by the end of it. And you just watch this beautiful train wreck of a story just fall apart before him, just the rise and the fall that we've seen so many times, but Blow does it so damn well. And when you're watching the movie, you're almost on cloud 9 with Johnny Depp's character, like, look at him getting it, but in the back of your mind, like, let's not think about what happens in the ending, but the ending still serves that place, not only because it makes sense, but because it hits you on that dramatic level. Blow is a magical movie. Man, All right, are we away from drugs yet? Yes, we are. Number 2, we have Edward Scissorhands. And this one's a classic. I watch it every year on Christmas. And I am just a sucker for Tim Burton. And Johnny Depp, always good in some Tim Burton, is he not? Edward Scissorhands, you might even be like, why are you watching this on Christmas? Described this before. It's one of those slant Christmas movies. I do it every year because towards the end it becomes a Christmas movie. There's something about the magic of the movie that feels really Christmassy, and that just happens to happen with Tim Burton movies. There's no coincidence why you have like a gothic type movie like Nightmare Before Christmas. He has a weird balancing act between those movies. His movies naturally kind of emulate dark, but also the good coming out of people, which plays with a Halloween/Christmassy vibe. So you can almost throw any of his movies on, and you're in that right state of mind around that time. I don't know. That's my explanation for that, but it's a whole nother thing. But I mean, come on, dude. Winona Ryder was just great, dude. She was so good in these roles too. Another Tim Burton fucking fiend, dude. Beetlejuice. This type of character that she used to play was so like awkward and like lovable, like. And I can't explain it. Like, she had such a pure heart, but she also might cut you when you're not looking. I don't know. Ooh, crazy bitch. But she just killed it in the role. The fucking parents, again, Johnny Depp's parents. They might as well have been his parents. They kind of took him in. Like, they were really good in the role. And just watching this outcast kind of turn into somebody and be something was nice. But yet Tim Burton having the ability to be like, okay, but let's end it in a more realistic note, where the whole town's in this mob, and then Edward finally taking it into his own hands, like, you know what, you're going to turn me into a monster, I'll be a monster, and then being a monster at the end, that always was great to me. And then just the ending with the music playing, she's telling the tale of like how they met with, and it goes back to the flashback with that patented music with her spinning, and the ice shavings that he's scraping while he's I mean, that movie is just, it's such a special movie because it takes movies like that to really take you out of the crazy world you're living in now. There's just enough elements, you know, like the rise and fall of somebody that's an outcast that's really realistic at the same time, that keeps you in the real world, but it's so like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just so like mesmerizing, like how different it is too. Like, it's not quite from this planet. And when you combine those things together, that is the type of movie that can really grab on your heartstrings and take you to a different place. And that's the magic of movies and the magic of Edward Scissorhands. Love that movie. It holds up like a motherfucker. And we'll move on to number 1 at this point. This one might not be a favorite, and this was a tough one for me to do because I don't necessarily like adore Johnny Depp in this movie like I do in some of the other movies, but he is one of the leads, and it is the one that started it all, and it is my favorite out of all his movies. This guy. Oh shit, did he just pop up on you right there? Yeah, dude. Nightmare on Elm Street. The first Nightmare on Elm Street. So crazy that was Johnny Depp's first movie. This movie still holds up like a motherfucker. There's a reason why this franchise kept going. And it's not because the sequels were dog shit. How'd they keep going? It was just the strength of that first fucking movie. That original Freddy. This creepy Freddy. The damn Matt. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. Ugh. Look at this creepy bastard. Yeah, it's hard because it's like flip-flopped. You're flip-flop when you're looking into this camera. So if I'm on like the left, I'm really on the right on the camera. So I'm trying to turn this. I'm all like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's another thing, dude. I mean, I'm just a huge fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, or at least most. That's even tough to say. Really the first 2, but there's a couple good ones after that. But Johnny Depp happens to be in the first one, happens to be the lead star next to Nancy, Heather Langenkamp's character. And he has the infamous death, which is one of my favorite deaths in horror movie history. He's just chilling on the bed. Nancy's like, whatever you do, do not go to sleep. And what does Johnny Depp do? He goes to sleep with his little portable TVs, chilling on his bed, and then the fucking blood shoots up after he gets pulled through, and it plays that amazing music. And that is one of the most iconic deaths in horror franchise cinema, whatever history, and that belongs to Johnny Depp of all people. Who would have thought that this guy would have went on to become the mega star that he is and we all love now? And Nightmare on Elm Street has aged beautifully too. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I don't know how many people are like, oh, I love Freddy, but like, when's the last time you actually sat down and watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street? Oh, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, like you might even have a motherfucker as a huge Johnny Depp fan be like, Johnny Depp's in A Nightmare on Elm Street? Yes, he is. That was his first movie. And you know what? While he's not great in it, he's pretty damn good, you know? I mean, a lot of these movies have some of the worst actors ever known to man. He's at least not bad in it. So that's saying something. And he fits the role well. And the movie is just a knockout blow for slasher movies, which I happen to love. So Freddy takes the cake. Ooh. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't believe I have all these little figurines, you know? I wanted to make this room as decked out as possible just because. And whereas I didn't want to spend this much money on shit like this, me doing this podcast gave me an excuse to. So now I have all this shit I wanted from when I was a kid. Oh, it's funny. I hardly ever pick them up, but now that I am, I might go over there and have a little battle with Jason over there. No, I'm just playing. I don't go that all out. But damn, dude. That's great, dude. Love some Nightmare on Elm Street. Love some Johnny Depp. And I love you guys for doing these Top 5 Thursdays with me. Sometimes I got too much shit going on, like today, ripping and fucking running. Thankfully, I was off work today, but I was off work to do that ripping and running. So thank you for tuning in, guys. This has been Top 5 Thursday Johnny Depp movies from the great Abby Harris. Thank you for the recommendation. And yeah, I know you were talking about musicals. I keep thinking Rodney's going to do those, and then he's a piece of shit and doesn't do them. I'm not a big musical guy, so I don't want to be the one to do them. But if you ask again, I might have to at that point. Because I'm just like, somebody, it's not just you. I think Morgan's on there too. Some people are on there just like joining in like, yes, musicals. We might have to do that next if you post it again. Maybe. Because you can always repost if we missed it. But like I said, this ain't on me. I'm the only one that does this every week in, week out. I'm thinking Rodney or somebody's going to pick him up. Mainly Rodney. And then at the last second, he hasn't done it. So I might have to be the one that does it. And you know what? You just might get another Johnny Depp film on there. Ooh, what could that be? I think you know what that could be. I'm not saying anything. I haven't actually mapped out in my head, but I'm thinking that's a strong contender because I'm not a big musical fan, and I do actually like that one quite a bit, even though it didn't crack this list. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all as always. Me and Freddie here are out. Say goodbye, Freddie. I don't even want to move his arm. It'll fuck it up. These things can be pains in the ass. All right, guys. Love y'all. About to see Godzilla vs. Kong tonight with the rest of the Core 4. I know I'm all up close and personal right now, but that's about to be lit. Probably have a review or something for that. So if you're watching this, wait for it. All right. Love you guys.